Assalamu alaikum everybody. In the previous video we did few works on Excel such as Countif, Countif, Sumif and some other thing. In this video we'll do some special things. Countif. We know that count function especially count the number of items within a row, like salaries or job time or something else. But Countif function count the number of items or number of attribute in a row in a specific condition. Like that, if you want to calculate salary, number of employee, if you want to count a number of employee who are male or who are female, then we can use Countif function like this. Number of male, number of male employee. Suppose we want to count a number of male employee, and in that case we use Countif function like this, equal count. We know that there are two functions, count and Countif. Okay, so count function normally count the number of items in a column, and Countif function count number of items in a column with a single condition. And another function, Countif, we'll discuss about Countifs later, and we are doing this Countif function. So Countif function accept two parameters, range and criteria. Range and criteria. Suppose we want to calculate number of employees who are male. So I want to click on that column B, that is B to B. Countif function works on that column. It counts the number of male one or female one according to their gender, and in the second parameter, after range, we just include using a comma, and then we use criteria. Then what criteria will be applied? The criteria is that constant value that accept the cells. That means it may male or M, it may female or F. We use that exact value staying within that cells, like F, not female, because that value is not available within that column term as female. So we use that within double quotation, F or M. We want to use calculate female male one, so we use M. Okay, and that's all, and we put enter. Okay, so here we get the number of male employees within that column B. So we will get that number of male employee 257, and in that same way we may use it for female one, like number of female employee, and in that case we will use that same function, Countif. Yes, Countif with it using that column B, and then that condition will be female. Yes, and we'll close. Okay, so here is that two part, male one is equal 257 and female one is 215. If we want to be sure that total number of employee is the sum of male one and female one, then we may apply that count function again. So the total is equal count. We know that there are two functions, count and Countif. So we will use count A because count is used for only numeric value, and count A may apply for numeric and non-numeric value, as those values within that column M, F, those all are not numeric, or those are alphabetic, and in that case we will use count A, and in that case count A will be that column. Yes, and -1. Why -1? We know that -1 for that first row that contain the title of that column, so that will be deducted from that. So we'll push enter, and the total number is equal 472. Yes, the sum of 257 and 215 is equal 472. In that way we may use sum if function. But what if we want to calculate the number of employees within a specific job category, or within a specific department, or within a job time, or within minority, or some other condition we may apply? In that case we have to put another function termed as SUMIFs, the plural form of SUMIF. So we want to calculate number of male in HR department. Male in HR DEPT. So then we have to put that function Countifs. Why? Because it has more than one criteria. The one is male and another is HR. So we have to put the condition the gender is equal male and the job category is equal HR. So we will use SUMIFs function. So sorry, Countif function. So count equal Countifs. Here is that function Countifs, and the criteria range. Criteria range means we want to count the number of employees that may job category or that may gender. However, we may apply any one of them because those all are employee. So I am putting that value is equal B, that is criteria range we are applying on that column gender, and then our criteria. Criteria 1 will be that gender is equal male, and again we have to put criteria range 2 and then criteria. So criteria range will be that criteria job category, and again we have to put that criteria will be that job category equal HR. So we have to put HR. That is not case sensitive, so we may use HR or HR or HR, however, and that all. So we will count the number of employees within that condition. First one, they will be male and the department will be HR. So just put enter, and that number of male employee within HR department is equal 74. In that same way we may use it for female in like worker, then we will put that formula according to the same way equal Countifs. Yes, we have multiple criteria. So first one will be that criteria range, and criteria range will be gender, and the criteria will be female. Yes, and again we have to put that criteria range 2 and we are going to put that worker and D, and then that value worker. We may use some more criteria, like there will be minority or minority, not minority. So minority we may apply. So in that case, we will another condition if we want, and that minority, and minority will be within that quotation and 0. So yes, the number of female worker with non-minority is equal 165. In that way, we may apply some other condition to find our data. However, we have another case. We know that we can calculate average of salary, and average will calculate the value average of all that data within that column E, or salary. But what if we want to calculate the average salary of HR department? Then we have to put average if. So we are going to calculate average salary of HR department. So in that case, we will put that function average equal average if. There are two more functions, Averageif, Averageifs, and Averageif. However, Averageif will be applied for a single condition, and Averageifs will apply for multiple conditions. And in that case, we are going to put Averageif. So the Averageif function will calculate under a single condition, and we are going to calculate average for salary, and that's for range, and again we have to put that average range, and we are going to put that average range for that, sorry, we are going to put that criteria, what criteria will applied for that condition for that average value, and we are going to put that average criteria will be that will be range, and that will be criteria, and that criteria will be job cat. So the criteria will have job cat, and job category will be the value of HR. So we will put HR, and that's all. And again we may put another things, average range, and we are not putting sorry, something is wrong within that condition, so I'm going to calculate again. Okay, we are going to calculate that average salary of HR department, and in that case we have to put average if function, because we are applying a single condition, and for that average if, and that function will be equal average if, this one average if will apply it for a range. So we are going to calculate range is equal job category column, and that value will be, criteria will be HR. So we can put these two values if the average range will be remain in that column, but we want to calculate the average value of salary. In that case we will put that separately here, like this, average range of column E. Yes, that will work for us. And the average salary of HR department is equal 63,978. In that way, we may apply some other condition, and that condition will be for male. Okay, so average salary of male in HR department. In that condition, we are applying more than one condition within that function, within that calculation, and that is they will be male and they will be in HR department. So more than one condition, and the function will be average. So the average if on work in this case, because average if works for a single condition and average ifs for multiple conditions. So we'll put the plural form of average if, and that is average ifs, the last one, and in that case we'll apply average range, and we are going to calculate salary, and that is the average range, and then we'll put our criteria. So our first criteria, they will be male, and that is our column that contain the gender, and in that case we'll put gender, columns value is equal male, so we'll put M. This is our first criteria, and then we'll apply it for second criteria, and that second criteria will be that they are department of HR. So we'll put D, and the criteria will be that department name is HR. Okay, so that's all. So here is that salary, and the salary for male, and those are in HR department, and we may apply this same thing for female, and we may apply this same thing for more than two conditions. Like if we want to find out that the average salary, like this, average salary of male in worker whose job time is 97, or something else, we may apply minority, worker minority. So this is our requires, and in that case we will apply our formula with three conditions, and that will be applied for average. So we will put average ifs, equal average ifs average ifs, and we will calculate the average of salary. So we'll put that column salary, and we are going to put that condition, and our first criteria range is that column B according to their gender, and I want to calculate who are male, so I will put M for male, and again we will put another criterion. Our criteria is job category, and job category is worker. Again we have another criteria, and that criteria is that who are minority. Minority means H and minority true is equal 1. So the value will be 1 who are minority and 0 who are not minority. So this is our formula. So we'll put that and we'll find that value. So we are getting that salary who are male and who works on worker department and who are minority. So we are applying three conditions for that average value of salary, and in that way we may calculate some other terms and conditions to get our salary. So that's all for this episode, and we'll go for another in next. So thank you.